Welcome back to Pixel Fusion. Today I prepared a time-lapse of making a Pikachu sprite. The methods I used were pretty basic, but I've included a video for you guys to see. I used Artkal Beads for this project. I'll list the colors in the description. During the time-lapse, I talk about things that I'm doing, a little bit about design, and basically cover my thought process on the project. I don't want to delay you any further, so I'm just going to jump into the video. Okay, so the situation we have here is that I'm starting to lay out the outline. I'm using a dark brown. I do this because I don't like using black for the black lines. I'll touch a bit more on that in later color theory, but essentially I have a process in which I remove the black line from standard sprites and fill it in with darker colors. It's a technique. It does make it less pure to the original sprite, but it looks much better in my opinion, and the people I've talked to generally agree. That's a lot of yellow. So obviously this is a Pikachu, and I'm filling it in here. This is sped up to 24 times speed, so it takes a while to do all this. A lot of beads. The yellow areas I'm filling in now are darker lined. This is a Gen 5 Pikachu, I believe, and they made it more anime style with its appearance, so it's a little bit of an outlier to the normal ones I make, but still, it looks pretty good. It hit my yellows a little on the hard side, but that's fine. I have lots of yellow. Now I'm doing the lighter color of it, not the lightest. The lightest is reserved for highlights. These are all done with Artkal Beads. I use Artkal because of their extended color palette. It's very good. I'm actually using the A series beads, which are they're a lot more flexible and a little bit easier to melt. That's sort of a boon and a curse. Regardless, it comes out looking really nice. So I'd split up the body and the head just to try to make it easier. The head is simpler to do, but there are certain floater areas like the mouth and eyes that you kind of have to be aware of when you place them. There's a lot of counting. In a lot of ways, the way I do this kind of reminds me of playing Minesweeper. I guess that's probably because I'm more mathematic in my approach, but regardless, it works well. So here you can really see it coming together. You can't see it in this video, but I'm constantly looking over at my computer screen, and I'm consulting the pattern, just making sure everything's right. So the time I do use black for an outline is specifically when I'm dealing with black objects, which means I'm using the gray spectrum. And I'm about to get to that, you'll see it in a moment. I'm doing highlights now. So, fill in something I missed. Here's the black. So the eyes are black, of course, and the ears. You don't get to see the little black lines on Peach's back in this position. There I'm using gray for the lighter colors, but always trying to stick with very much the darker end of the gray section. The reds are worth noting just because they're very vibrant and very nice. So there you have it. In the next video I'm going to do a time-lapse of making a Sylveon sprite. I'm going to talk a bit more about technique there, as well as color contrast and coloring of the black line. As usual, I'll be giving tips on the whole process, and so I hope to see you there.